If you got 20 jobs, state of Texas is going to look at 20 jobs.
When I got my 401k check, that was $10,000. I gave it to her.
You gave her, Mr. Tillman, you gave mama $10,000? Whole truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Both can put your hands down. Sir, please state your first and last name.
Nicholas Tillman.
And ma'am, your first and last name.
Tanya Espinosa.
And counsel for the state.
Marianne Warren, Assistant Attorney General for the state of Texas.
Okay, and what do we have counsel for the state on this one?
First, we have service on the record for both parties, and then we have a partial agreement.
Okay, and Mr. Tillman, I need you to be in a quiet area. We're getting a lot of feedback from your end, okay? All right, counsel for the state.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Okay, I will call Ms. Espinosa. Please state your name, ma'am.
Tanya Espinosa.
Did you receive a copy of the state's petition this morning in your email?
Yes, I did.
Are you ready to proceed today?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that Tanya Espinosa was served with the state's pleadings and is ready to proceed.
Let the record reflect the young lady has been served and ready to proceed.
I'll pass this witness and call Mr. Tillman. Please state your name, Mr. Tillman.
Nicholas Tillman.
Mr. Tillman, did you receive a copy of the state's pleadings this morning via your email?
Yes.
Are you ready to proceed today?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that Nicholas Tillman was served with a copy of the state's petition via email and is ready to proceed.
Let the record reflect Mr. Tillman has been served and ready to proceed.
All right. So the agreed portions of this order is that there was an acknowledgement of paternity and Nicholas Tillman is the father of the child, the subject of this suit, that there is no family violence or non-disclosure, that mother will be sole managing conservator with a geographic restriction to Dallas and contiguous counties. The father will be the possessory conservator. Visitation of the child for 6 months ending the end of December 2024 is first and third Saturdays and Sundays of each month, supervised by the mother from noon until 6 p.m. And after that, beginning January 1st, 2025, it will be unsupervised in accordance with the standard possession order. There is 0 retroactive medical support, 0 retroactive dental support, and court costs will be assessed to the father as billed by 8/26/2024, to be paid by 8/26/2024, and that is the extent of the agreement. So I will call Ms. Espinosa. State your name again, please, ma'am.
Tanya Espinosa.
Ms. Espinosa, have you ever been married to anyone?
No.
And you did sign an acknowledgement of paternity with Mr. Tillman for this child, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And has there ever been any family violence between you and Mr. Tillman?
No.
Is there any reason why, for safety reasons, you would not want your information to be disclosed in a court order?
No.
Have you heard the agreement as I read on the record?
Yes.
Is that in fact your agreement?
Yes.
Is it in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
I will pass this witness and call Mr. Tillman. Please state your name, Mr. Tillman.
Nicholas Tillman.
And Mr. Tillman, and you agree you did sign acknowledgement of paternity, correct, for this child?
Yeah. Yes.
Has there ever been any family violence between you and Ms. Espinosa?
No.
Any reason why you would not want your information disclosed in a court order?
No.
Okay, did you hear the agreement as I stated on the record?
Yes.
Is that in fact your agreement?
Yes.
Is it in the best interest of your child?
Yeah.
Okay. Judge, I'll ask you to approve the agreement and then I'll proceed with the contested portion.
The court accepts the partial agreement. You may proceed.
Okay. Ms. Espinosa, I'm going to call you again. Do you agree with the state's calculation of current child support in the amount of $327 a month to be paid beginning July 1st, 2024?
Yes.
And do you have health insurance and dental insurance through your work for this child?
Yes, I do.
And is the cost of that insurance $359.80 just for the child's portion?
Yes.
And the dental insurance about $15 just for the child's portion?
Yes.
Okay, and do you understand that the state is asking for the 9% of father's income to be reimbursed in the amount of $260 beginning July 1st, 2024 for health insurance?
Yes.
And the $15 a month to be paid by father for dental insurance reimbursement beginning July 1st, 2024.
Yes.
Has Mr. Tillman ever provided any financial support for this child?
No.
Were you separated for the whole period of time beginning April 2020?
Yes.
And that's 4 years before this petition was filed, correct?
They don't
Correct.
care about this shit.
Okay. Do you agree with the state's calculation for retroactive child support in the amount of $9,957 as of today's date?
Yes.
Do you agree with the state's request that Mr. Tillman pay that back at $100 a month beginning July 1st, 2024?
Yes.
And do you acknowledge that that Mr. Tillman has 3 other minor children for which he has an obligation to support?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I will pass this witness and I will call Mr. Tillman. Okay, Mr. Tillman, state your name again.
Nicholas Tillman.
Mr. Tillman, do you understand that your income in the last 6 months averaged $2,892.66 a month?
No. No.
You don't agree that that's what your income averaged the
No.
past 6 months?
No.
Okay, you worked several different jobs, is that correct?
Yes, I did, but I'm paying child support for 3 other kids.
But we're just talking about your income, sir, what you earned. As far as what you earned at all the jobs that you worked for the last 6 months.
So what are you saying that you earned for the last 6 months on average, sir? If her calculation is incorrect, what are you saying monthly before any taxes, anything is taken out? What are you saying your gross monthly is, sir?
That's about right. Yes. Yeah, that's about right, I guess.
Okay.
But
Go ahead, Ms.
Okay.
Warren.
And you
wait
understand?
1 second, and for you not to have anyone to assist you with your testimony, that young lady that's in the background, you're the witness, only you. Go ahead, Ms. Warren.
yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Okay, and do you understand that your child support is calculated according to guidelines, giving credit for what the state is requesting you to pay for health insurance and dental insurance and for 3 other children? Do you understand that's how it's calculated?
No, I don't understand how that's calculated.
Okay.
She's only asking you, do you understand they gave you credit for 3 other kids? You understand that, right?
Yeah, I understand that,
Okay,
but
and then
like-
wait, because you said you don't. I want to make sure you understand. So the law says give you
Okay.
credit for the 3 other kids. She did. So she asked you, do you understand that? Then she said she gave you your credit for medical and dental before calculating your final child support. That was her only question, sir. So you
Yes, I understand.
all right. Now her next question, Ms. Warren.
And you understand we also gave you credit for what we are requesting you to reimburse for mother's health insurance and dental insurance for the child.
No.
You don't understand that you got credit for that when in the calculations?
No, no. But
Okay.
so you said I'm grossing $2,800 a month, but is that with the child support that I'm paying already taken out of that too, or?
No,
No,
it's
sir.
not. And she gets to ask you the questions, Mr. Tillman. You don't get to ask her any questions. So the law says they take in all your job. If you got 20 jobs, state of Texas is gonna look at 20 jobs. If you get bonuses, severance pay, whatever you get, any money that they report to Uncle Sam, meaning your employer, that's what child support is going to be based on. Then from there, Texas law gives credit for biological or adopted children legally that are under the age of 18 or still in high school. She's saying they've given you the credit for 3 others. Then the state of Texas also gives you a credit for medical and dental insurance and any union dues. Not looking at rent, mortgage, half stepchildren, you help your mom, your rent, your mortgage, gas, lights, none of that. It looks at all your income from all your jobs, gives you credit for your children, and gives you credit for medical and dental and union dues. It's a mathematical calculation that is made up a certain formula, and you just plug in numbers in, and it comes up with that calculation. So now, Ms.
Well, I
Warren,
don't understand.
going to go with the next question, and it's not a conversation, sir, but I wanted to specifically tell you what the law says in Texas of how you come up with the calculation so you'll have a better understanding. I appreciate you don't agree. Every day, all day, most people don't agree with the law, but we're not here to see if you agree with the law. We're here to, I am here to apply the law. Ms. Warren, next question.
Okay, sir, do you agree that to reimburse the health insurance at the 9% of your gross income of $260 a month to Ms. Espinosa?
No,
And why do you disagree with that?
because I feel like this is too much. I can't, from what, I won't even be able to get that taken out my paycheck. From the other 3 that I'm paying, they're not even taking the full amount from those.
Okay.
So I don't.
Okay, so you've expressed your disagreement. And so do you agree with paying $15 to Ms. Espinosa to reimburse her for the dental insurance for the child?
Yeah, I'll pay the 15 for the dental.
Okay. And do you, have you supported the child beginning April 2020 till now? Have you given any money to the mother for support of this child? How much money have you given her?
Probably like $2,000-$3,000.
Okay, and how did you give it
Want
to
to
her?
give him a time frame of when you're asking regarding when that money was given, Ms. Warren, so you have a better understanding of it?
I asked him from April 2020. I believe I did.
I don't think so, but
Okay.
maybe I missed it. So
Okay.
since April 2020 to present, you're saying you gave 2,000 to 3,000, Mr. Tillman?
Yeah, plus about when I got my 401k check, that was $10,000. I gave it to her.
You gave
I'm
her,
sorry.
Mr. Tillman, you gave mama $10,000?
Yes.
When? Month and year?
That was back in 2021.
Okay. What form did you give that to her in? Cash, Cash App, check?
It was directed into a bank account.
You deposited into her bank account.
Did you give that to her, or did the Attorney General's office take that through a quadro?
No, they didn't take nothing. They took nothing. That was through.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Tillman, it'll be asked of her. Go ahead, Ms. Warren.
So I'm going to pass him and recall Ms. Espinosa.
Okay.
Ms. Espinosa, did Mr. Tillman ever give you that 10,000 that he testified he gave you?
He didn't give it to me. It was for himself.
No,
So we had a
wasn't.
joint account,
Wait,
and the money
Mr.
came to
Tillman,
us.
hold tight. He
You
didn't
had a-
give it to you. It was in a joint account.
Correct.
Did you use it?
Mm-mm. It was his.
You used it.
Wait, Mr. Tillman, wait. Were the 2 of you living together at the time that the 10,000 was deposited in the account?
No, we separated in December 2019.
And prior to that $10,000 being in that account, were you using funds out of the account?
To give them to himself.
No, no,
It
no.
was-
Listen to my question. I asked
Mhm.
you, prior to the $10,000 being deposited in the account, did you use any funds out of that account?
No,
When has that account been dissolved or it still exists?
to my knowledge, it should be dissolved.
Since when?
I want to say maybe 2023.
Who dissolved it, ma'am?
I did.
What took you so long?
Just kept it open.
Why?
I
You wasn't
removed my.
using, your
I got out of it.
testimony is you wasn't using any money out of it. Why was your name still on it? Why you didn't close it earlier?
There was no funds, and it was on my previous employer. So then I changed jobs, and I just forgot about that account till recently.
So this is my question to you, Ms. Espinosa. If I told Mr. Tillman to go to the bank and get those statements, what will it show? Will it show
It will
that
show-
you haven't used one dime of that money since that $10,000 was placed in that account? Would it show that? Because I'm gonna tell you, that's what, if you tell me no, I'm gonna not have a retro judgment today. And I'm gonna have him to go to his bank to pull, I wanna see when that 10,000 went in, and I wanna see if you used it. So do you wanna prolong the case, or do we wanna get it resolved today? What would it show?
It will show there was transactions.
That you used some of that $10,000? That's a long pause. Did you use it or not?
Like I said, I mean, that account was joined, and it was money
Not what
that I
I
was
asked
transferring
you.
to
I
Mr.
specifically
Tillman.
asked you, did you use that money? You've told me no. If you tell me no again, and you can't recall that you used a dime of that money, if that's what you're telling me, okay. And then I'm gonna have Mr. Tillman to go to his bank, and we'll come back and we'll see if you used any of that $10,000. So I'm asking you, do you recall using any of it?
I'll say I used some.
Recollection coming back. So how much you think you used?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Tillman, you're asking for 0 on retro. She doesn't recall how much. Any other questions, Ms. Warren?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. This is going to be the order of the court. You both won't like my ruling. I'm accustomed to that. Appeal my decision, and I'll tell you what you can do. I am going to order child support in an amount of $327, medical reimbursement $260, dental $15. There'll be a 0 retroactive child support judgment, and court costs assessed to the gentleman 60 days from today's date. Now, one, I heard you, sir, state about the money's coming out your check and what can be taken and not. The state of Texas can take up to 50%. The rest you have to send in. If you need a modification on those other cases, you can apply and ask for the Attorney General's office to review those other child support judgments because maybe they're too high. But you need to also know if they're not too high and it needs to go up, they're going to ask for it to go up. Or you can file something yourself or hire your own private attorney. Now, for both of you, if you disagree with my rule and appeal my decision, you would have to file it yourself or hire your own private attorney. You have 3 working days from today's date to do that. The Attorney General's office would not assist either of you.